Our trek begins at Melaleuca on the west coast of Tasmania. It is so isolated that we need to take a light aircraft to get there. Once at Melaleuca, we will trust our sturdy legs to return us to civilization. As we make our way west, we pass over the summit of Mount Wellington, which makes a spectacular backdrop to the views from Hobart. As you can see, there has been a light dusting of snow over the last few days. This will give you some idea of how cold we were in Hobart, not that far below. This is Melaleuca International Airport, and where we get off. A lonely gravel airstrip carved out of the wilderness by hand, and a couple of bulldozers. Due to safety reasons, fuel cannot be carried on the aircraft. However, fuel can be pre-purchased from the airline at Hobart, and the pilot will dispense this for you from the storage hut at the Melaleuca airfield.
I can't see it. Yes, I can.
Hello. Never know what to say in front of the camera.
It's on pause?
Yeah. These two likely characters. Very talkative.
Team leader.
And that's the start of the track down that way.
Action!
What are we doing?
You gotta walk!
Oh, okay.
Idiots! Jeez, what do you think you're here for? Hey?
25 minutes into it.
Get down and give me 50!
We're at each other's throats already.
Wait for me!
That looking hot.
You know, the problem is, I don't get to see too much of the scenery because I'm too busy looking at where my feet are.
You stirred up all the mud, mate. Hey? Hi.
It's over there. No, it's not. It's over there.
What's over there? North.
North.
Well, we're heading east, aren't we? We don't need to know where north is in. We're heading down that way. You see the ocean. Maybe not in this camera, you're not. There's Dan. What are you going to do, Dad? What are you doing? Look at the view. Oh, that's so crude. It's not snow up there. That's what they said that rock was called?
Hard rock.
Hard rock.
Hey, mate, we're looking for a 7-Eleven. 10 hours. See one? Over this way.
This is our first river crossing for the hike. This stream is the outlet from the lake that you would have seen in the distance just moments ago. Dan's not too sure about how to tackle this obstacle. As you can see, it is a mighty, raging torrent.
Place. There we go, there's Dan anyway. Bear Grylls has got nothing on this fella. What are you going to say for your two sons and your missus?
There you go.
Was it tough?
Be nice and
How
warm.
is it? Is it tough?
Oh yeah, going hard.
You've been going 3 hours now. Okay, get out of shot.
Yeah.
You're ruining the scenery. We just come down from that beach. There's old Milky.
Hey man.
How are ya?
This is the first campsite available to us, which we shall be bypassing. We have decided that as we have put on quite a rapid pace today, and we have covered more ground than suggested by the guidebook, that we will push on to the site at Point Eric.
Not being able to call up, so I left.
This is rumoured to be where we might find the fabled Davy Jones's locker. Could this be it? I can't believe that we have found it. Let's have a look inside and see what we can see.
Couple of rocks. Very interesting.
I would like to ask you all for your undivided attention. Dan the man will now be performing some tricks for your entertainment.
The first night we camped this place. What's this place called again?
Eric.
Point Eric, was it?
Eric. There's Eric.
There's old Eric.
Well, welcome to my point.
It's a bit dark filming this way. Ocean views, obviously.
Here we have our second major obstacle of the trek. We have encountered this headland on a fairly high tide and must try to negotiate it without getting our feet wet.
Sorry, language.
This whole affair must seem quite tame to you at home, sitting watching in your comfy chairs and slippers. But although we might seem like a pack of ninnies not wanting to get our feet wet, just imagine for a moment that the tide were a bit higher, and there is such a fierce southern tempest producing seas to make this traverse seem certain suicide. Well, you know, that's what it could be like.
Well, this could be the last bit of footage taken in this camera. It's just been to the bottom of the Southern Ocean and back again. And the LCD screen's not working, but the viewfinder is, so we'll see how long we go.
We didn't step in that.
Why?
Shit.
Photographer's down. Model's down. I can see where we're going next. I can see where we're going next, up that steep ridge.
Surely not. Surely you can't be serious.
I'm serious, alright. I've never been more serious.
After crossing the wet plainlands, we're heading for the ridges.
I can't take it anymore. It's too much.
Cut. Roll 'em! Louisa Creek, Southwest Track, Tasmania, May 2011.
Refreshing.
It is, it's not too cold, is it? And here comes the walking Qantas advertising man, getting 50 cents for every kilometre he does.
I used to be a steward with Qantas.
Alright.
This is Louisa River, as opposed to Louisa Creek, which we just saw. This is a little bigger and faster flowing. They are not far apart. The east bank of Louisa River is the campsite for day 2. Although this river crossing may seem easy to you at home, it was not easy for us. But having said that, we were fortunate that there was no heavy rain over the preceding few days.
Louisa River, isn't it? You own the Louisa River, Dan. You smashed it.
Yeah.
Day 3, 9:15 in the morning. Been walking for a bit over an hour up this mountain. What's it called again? The Ironbound Range. At the moment, Dan is loving it. He's loving this life out here. Hey, isn't this the life, Dan?
Can't get enough of it.
He's loving it too much. That's it out there. I don't know what that bay down there is called, but she's pretty cool this morning. Come back down there. It's quite a bit of a drop off. Camped in that big grove of trees last night. It rained pretty heavily. Just the Louisa River. Lovely down there in summer, I'd imagine. Day 3, islands over that way, getting up the Ironbound Range. Must be getting pretty close to the top of it. Which is pretty hard work. Going up there still. Hoping that rocket right there is the end. Wow, top of Ironbound Range. Little pan over there on this top of this plateau. There's some good views there for a while, but it clouded in. That's the way we roll when we're living off the land. Ironbound Range again. Very nice island out there. Southern Ocean. Here we are, lunch on day 3. It's wet, cold and miserable. Just had a bit of 2-minute noodle. It was sleeting a couple of minutes ago, wasn't it? How about the weather we're having recently, eh? You couldn't buy this kind of weather.
They're loving it.
Just come down the other side of the Ironbound. I think we must be at the bottom. I hope we are.
So do I.
How about this weather we're having here at the moment?
Dandy. With rain, cold, sleet.
Bit of sleet, not too much sleet. Here we are, campsite number 3, isn't it? And it's the worst one I've ever been in my life. It's terrible. We just got over this mountain range, which you can't see because of all the trees. There's Ricardo camped up there. And this is a real bloody emergency type of camping area, isn't it?
No
you just chucking yours on top of mine and tarping over it?
Yeah. This little fella's not scared of us at all. I'm only about 2.5 metres away from him. Well, it's had enough now, that. The Southern Ocean right there again. Dan the man, loving every minute of it. How about this weather we're having at the moment? Don't get loose every day of the week. Deadman's Bay apparently. Got to cross this creek. There's Dan. Oh, Ricardo's just got across. And it's a trail at the end of that tree trunk there. Oi! Oh, I'm going for a slip. Dead Man's Creek, a little bit of a water stop, leading straight out to that. Southern Ocean. Bit of water from this creek, right on the ocean. Deadman's Bay apparently, they reckon that's a good anchorage. And that's the guidebook writer. I would say he's more of a bushwalker than a boatie. We're walking around the beach over here. All the lichen and moss on the trees, it's amazing, very wet. And the kelp. Kelp everywhere. Kelp's making it very, very slippery here. Just coming out of Deadman's Bay. Island out there, it's a very nice day actually. Rained last night quite a bit again. Today's turned out to be pretty nice.
That was deep. Very deep and smelly.
Go, we're recording. To see who goes through that first. I'm about halfway through it. Oh, Finn and Remy would love this. Oh, he's up to his knee. Hey, how about this? This is the life, eh? You coming on holidays with me again next year?
Maybe not. Gold Coast looks good.
Gold Coast doesn't have mud like this. Old Whitey up there, he's probably using his noggin. He might be face first on his noggin in a minute.
Use the force, not the stick.
The horse? Yeah, I could use a horse.
Well, I think we get the idea of what we've got to do. And we've only got that much more to get through. For this section, of course. It's just people walking through it and churning up. It shows how delicate this environment is. Another creek crossing. Not very deep, but pretty slippery. A little bit of ferny undergrowth. A bit more ferny undergrowth. Quite a thick section of the track. Coast is only, it's only a couple of 100 metres down to the right, isn't it, I'd say? Just cleaning the mud off our boots after the sign at this river crossing saying there's some fungus in the mud and the soil we've been walking through, which is killing plant life. So National Parks has supplied a couple of brushes and instructions to clean your gaiters and tent pegs, etc, etc. And then we've got to head across there. Big wave just came in then and still coming in. But, it goes back out and we've got a time to run across there. It's not very deep. Lost the sun for the day. The boys over there just waiting for this water to go back out. I think this may be their time. I've just run across. And here comes Ricardo. That's about the place I slipped too. There he comes, and here comes the water. That's where we come from. Ironbound Ranges, I don't think you can see him anymore because of the mist. Just walking along the beach. The boys heading up to I think it's Prime River. A couple of rowboats there we've got to get across the river. Here we are at New River. We believe it's New River. The National Parks got one of these dinghies either side. Boys just taken off there. Or across. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. Already losing daylight. That's where the boys have got to go over there. Apparently there's a campground not too far in from there, and there's the other boat you can see. Very tall mountain there. Covered in clouds. Up that way. And the ocean is just back over that way. A couple 100 metres, 4-kilometre walk along the beach to get here. Day 5, we've just left the campsite on the New River, which is that bit of water you can see right there. That's the beach we walked along yesterday, and the boat is up there in that little bay up there. You can Just in there, you can just see it. That's the boat we crossed. Looking back down the beach. It's looking west. A couple of islands out there. And apparently we're crossing some creek in a couple of kilometres, which could be up to our waist deep, which will be what, Daniel?
Test for us all.
A test for it all. But we're up for it. We love living off the land. It's Milford Creek, is it? Milford Creek, we're going to go across this. Apparently it's up to your knees, up to your waist. Richard's being the guinea pig this time.
I'm on my way up. No, I'm not. Way down again.
Yeah, well, that looks like what we're doing.
So straight, virtually a straight line.
Mummy! That's what we've just come up
And you can
down.
make a raft out of this.
Hi, Brent.
What's it like in?
It's not that cold. Stop laughing.
Good on you, mate. Very proud of you. Now it's day 5. I think it is. That's Milford Creek. We just crossed there. Had to wade through. Pretty sure that's the Ironbound Range that we came over when was that, the day before last? I'm losing track of time. New river there. Couple islands. Danny having a break. Ricardo having a break. We're heading up this way somewhere. Still on the beach, just coming out of Milford Creek on this dune here, which is quite interesting. Another creek down there. Bit of sun. For a moment, don't see that very often, but it feels very nice. That's the Milford Creek again, looking back towards Ironbound Range. We came across that a while ago. Now we go up here by the look of it, this little climb. Little crayfish we just found on the track, what Dan did. He's a brilliant colour, isn't he? Just found him down there in this muddy quagmire. It's coming through these giant ferns here. Oh. You see how big they are compared to Richard and Dan the man. We're coming back this way. Probably more ferns over there. Very green and mossy. Well, here we are at Surprise Bay. Just airing a few things out that got a bit damp over the trip. Just about to go collect some water. Ricardo's tent. With the ocean just down there. Very loud, you probably can't hear it on this camera. The ocean just down there. And day 5, one member of the expedition seems to be not handling it too well. Things aren't going so well. Oh, dear me.
There's my rat holes.
He's got his knife out. Well, day 6. Just got the Granite Bay or Granite Beach. Very nice cliffs over there, you can't really see it, they're in the shadows at the moment. We've got blue sky and sunshine. And Richard again, we've just come up from up there. Van's overheating. Anyway, another 7 hours or something, is it? 7 hours to the next campsite.
Long way.
Long way.
Navigator.
There's just we're at 400.
400 what? 400 metres.
400 metres. We're going to go down to about, oh, that's probably only going to be 150, then up to 220, something like that.
So a couple.
Down to 150 again, and then up to 190.
So we've got
And
two
then all
little,
downhill.
two little hills in
And
front
then
of
we've got
us.
a beach walk then, don't we?
No, you stop at the river crossing, which is supposedly very dangerous at high tide or after a heavy rain, both of which are occurring right now.
Yeah, that's for beginners, those kind of warnings. Well, this is Tree Cutter Camp. There's not much to it.
Not much better than any other camp we've been at.
I know, we've been some very nice ones. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 5 kilometres to the next camp, which will make it a reasonable,
Half hour walk.
reasonable, well, 5 kilometres will take us a good couple of hours. Darkness is approaching, but at least if we get there, we're closer to Cockle Creek and out of this hellhole by the end of tomorrow. It's day 6 now.
I just want to say one thing. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
I don't know what he's talking about. So it's just day 7, last day. We're about 10 kilometres from Cockle Creek. Just come across a couple of local fellas. Brought their surfboards down. There's one down there walking along that beach. But they're heading over to the Cape Rivulet, which is that beach over there you can see. That's where we camped last night. About 5 of them with surfboards. Got a good day for it. Fishing boat out there. Just got to Cockle Creek. Just arrived in Cockle Creek. What are your comments on the trip?
Well, I think it was a fine little walk. Just almost tested me out, but came through in the end. Just about to do it again.
Yeah, I'm good. We've got enough food. We might as well head back. Yeah, no, all
Now,
good.
honestly, Daniel?
No, all good. Sore feet, but all good. Yeah. Let's go have a shower and have a beer. If we can get a cab.
You signed us in on the book?
No. I'll sign the book now.
I have to say it was rather challenging, I think. A daily routine, up at 5 o'clock, breakfast, back in the tent by 5:30. It was a hard regime to put up with for the first 4 or 5 days, but we got over it and pushed on. Well, we're at the end of the track at the southernmost street in Australia, drying out some gear, waiting for the taxi. Got an hour to kill. Dan the man's cooking some noodles. Tents are drying, sleeping bags are drying. We're drying.